Excuse me, guys. We're asking people quickly, 24, Trump or Kamala for president?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Trump or Kamala for president?
Kamala.
Of course, Kamala, all the way.
And why Kamala?
Don't even think different.
And why Kamala?
Why is there even a question? Because she respects
Smarter.
people.
Yeah. Smarter, better policies. On the other side, you have Trump, who's crazy. Yeah. I'll just say that to be nice. Yeah.
This is a Make America Great Again. So not a make America Great Again. People often think that's what it is. This is a Make America Born Again sweater. Yeah. But I have a question. So I guess what policy specifically do you guys like more about Kamala?
Freedom of choice, education,
Truth. As opposed to a constant stream of lies over and over again, racist talk, inciting riots, trying to overturn our democracy. You want to go like on and on. It just goes on and on with the other side. We want to restore truth and dignity to the office. Whether or not you're not going to always agree with every policy of a candidate, there's always going to be something you don't agree with. That's fine. But uniting the country instead of dividing it based on your own ego, right? I mean,
And so I guess so I know you guys seem to value like good morality more than anything. And I think like, for example, politicians being honest and things like that are very important. So what do you guys think about like under the Biden-Kamala administration, how like during like, Hurricane Helena or Hurricane Helene, how they gave like very little to start off with to the hurricane victims, but they like just a week prior, they gave over $17.2 billion to foreign nations.
I say research, that's not true.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of rhetoric repeated without deeper looking into it. And I think if every American can just make a decision, educated decision for themselves, that would be the best choice for all of us. And I want to piggyback on what you said, that I think Kamala is a candidate which is for all Americans, not just some Americans.
Okay.
That comes from a legal person who came to this country 30 years ago and became a citizen and loves this country. So, and we got to go back to work. So I'm going to apologize.
I was
Question, sorry. I just wanted to know if there was a chance, if there was somebody in position that was actually for independence, would you guys consider that?
I would, but it's at this point is who are we? What's reasonable?
For 2024, but I'm not speaking about it for 2024. I mean, like in the future, if we were to actually have an eligible leader stand up for an independence, we haven't had that. Would you think that would be a good idea?
I would consider it. I don't know. I can't speak for you, but for me, it's again about all people and choices for
That's
all
why
people.
independence is a very important one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It truly is about. There's no hate, and I know I'm speaking for you as well. Everybody has a choice. I think again, as an immigrant who's been in this country for so long, it is important for people to make their own choices, but educated choices. And it's not about hate, and it's not about whoever we have representing our country should be representing everybody. And I strongly believe that Kamala is doing it. It's going to do it for both sides. Versus, I don't see that coming from Trump. So that's just
I noticed that like a lot of people do say that Kamala is a better representation for everyone, because I've seen her at the rallies. Like she's really good at like putting on her accents, like Latina accent, Black accent, Indian accent. And so I think that's why a lot of people are kind of like intrigued by her. But the issue is a lot of people can also see it as like an act, like it's not like actually genuine. I'm for Trump because I'm actually independent, but I just vote for Trump because I think he is better than Kamala in this particular situation. Because I think when you look at okay, I'll tell you guys why. Okay. So I would vote for Trump versus Kamala because first and foremost, like I said, again, I support making America born again. And that's a Christian value. So I believe putting Christ first. And so although when I look at Trump, even though he himself might not be a Christian, because I know people have debates about that, about what he is or isn't. I personally don't think he's a Christian, but even if he's not a Christian, I think that his values align way more with Christian values than Kamala's. For example, whenever we look at the Word of God, it makes it very clear in the book of Psalms God does not want you to shed innocent blood, and everyone has their own opinion about it. But the reality is, whenever, when you look at the situation that a lot of people are supporting, it's modern day satanic child sacrifice. And so Kamala has a party where she supports those values, and Trump doesn't. And there's also many. She doesn't support abortion.
It's satanic value. I mean, you threw Satan in there. You threw some stuff in there.
Well, abortion is satanic according to the Bible.
I understand that's your value. America for everyone and everybody making the choice. I'm a Christian, speaking as a Christian, raised as a Christian. I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't force it on anybody. My views and my beliefs. I can advise, I can state my point, but I want you to have a freedom because this country is about freedom. Trump is going to take away this freedom for a lot of people. And we don't have to talk about that value. We can talk about,
other values. Okay. So I guess we could talk about other values. Well, I wouldn't see it as like me enforcing my values on others. It's just because you guys asked like specifically why I support Trump. That's a personal value of myself. But right. So even outside of that, like whenever we look at things like our economy, for example, you don't even have to be like an economic professor to see like the inflation rates during the past 4 years compared to like 2019, 2018, things of that nature. Like rent in Miami specifically has skyrocketed. Rent right now, if you go get a place in Brickell for a 1-bedroom, it's like $3,500, $4K on average. Whereas if you looked at it just 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, that same exact place was like $1,500, $1,000, $1,200, $2K, something like that. And so it's a lot more affordable during Trump's economy. And he actually has policies that he wants to enact to go ahead and make it affordable. For example, he wants to stop importing things from other nations as much as we do today. And on top of it, he wants to go ahead and change from charging us a federal income tax to charging tariffs so he can go ahead and make it affordable and things of that nature so that we can go ahead and have a cheaper economy so that rent prices can go down, gas prices can go down, food can be more affordable, things like that. And so when you ask about specific policies, I think those policies about Trump is what I like. But even from a moral standpoint, an ethics standpoint, I think, like, for example, his view on life compared to Kamala and his view on Christianity compared to Kamala and things like that, I think that's also important. So both from like a, I guess, like an economic perspective and also a moral perspective is why I prefer Trump. Yes.
Based on his record, on a history, on the people testifying.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I am very independent, but what I do agree with is that my family came here with nothing and they migrated here. They were illegal and they had to make themselves legal. They went through the strife and the struggle to come to this country, to fight, to work, to make money. They didn't come blessed with finances. So when they take the work out of the country so that these major companies can have work, industrials in different parts of the world so that they can save money. They're spending pennies on the dollar so that they can make more money, which is great for them. The companies, I'm saying, the major companies that produce and fabricate out of the country, right?
Like, for example, like Shein or Gucci.
If they're not like paying $12 or $18 an hour, they're only paying a few cents, 35 cents, 85 cents, $1.35. I respect it. I understand their hustle. They make more money, right? But that's taking jobs out of the country. So now all of those jobs that they're filling their pockets with, which is fine, they're also taking from people here in America that they could provide the work with him bringing them back here to the country, providing work for people like migrating here to be able to work and make money. That's making more jobs for growth. And on top of that, we have been getting taxed by Asia 24% just to sell their products that they spend pennies on the dollar and selling it here for so much more money. And then they had to kind of regulate that because it's not fair. Why should America have to pay Asia so much for a product? We could produce it ourselves here and still save money. It's just things like that, right? So it's like we have been helping other countries, which is great. That's what America is known for. We've been worldwide. That's why we're able to use our passports worldwide, which is a beautiful thing. But I think we also need to focus on this land because if our structure is not forced, it's not strong.
We're not an island. You understand that, right?
No.
You understand that our economy is related directly to the global economy.
Exactly.
There's no choice.
I understand that. But if we're not strong, how are we going to help? If
nobody's asking for a free handout. Nobody's asking for a free handout.
Asking for that, but I'm just saying, though, if we provide work, right, for people that need work, then that means more
Like you mean in
people fighting.
America?
Yeah, in America. So then we'll be able to make more money. People can make more money, right? And then they'll be able to spend more money. So it helps the local businesses. It helps all the businesses in the area because people have money to spend.
Sure.
So
I don't
that's
believe Trump is for that. That's all I'm gonna say. Because we can go on all night.
no. That's
And
fine.
I can tell you one more thing. I do remember several years back watching people strike because they weren't paid at Trump hotels. I watched it. And as an immigrant, that was striking for me because I haven't seen strikes of people taking to the street for many, many years. There were people. So do some research on his business.
See about the war that we had with Asia and how he was
I
fighting.
apologize because that's my boss. So I gotta go.
Okay. Alrighty, guys. Now they're the boss. Okay, guys.